Here we go. They're nearing 500 yards right now. Let's get moving. We got one. Moose and honey. Sounds like a smaller one. Hit him, Nip. So a local gated community's been getting hit really hard by hogs this last week. I've gotten calls from residents, I've gotten calls from the HOA. We're going out to the area now to check some trail cams I have in the woods, kind of bordering the community. So we're gonna go see where the hogs are bedding down, where they're frequenting before they come in the community and hit these people's lawns, so we can hit them where they are. It's a little too hot right now during the day to run the dogs, so we're kind of limited to after sunset bringing them out there. I don't want anyone to overheat or anything like that. So most of the time it's just too hot to hunt these dogs during the day. They can overheat and exhaust themselves and even die. They'll kill themselves trying to do their job. And of course, I don't want that to happen. Today we'll be going out evening time. I'll be bringing Allie with me and they'll be able to hunt longer because it won't be so hot. All right, let's see what we got. Feral hogs are an invasive species in the United States, and they're particularly devastating to the Florida ecosystem. They tear up the ground, they till it up like a tractor's just been through it there and destroyed everything. They just totally devastate the landscape in the ecosystem. They drive out native wildlife, deer and other small mammals. So using this adapter, I can check the SD card from my camera on my phone and see what's been coming through here. This Bushnell camera takes video, takes pictures, and we'll be able to see what's been in the area. So it shows that they have a big impact on the ecosystem, and them not being native is an impact we can't afford in Florida. Our ecosystem's struggling as it is between our water issues and all the invasive species we have. Everything is very important in the food chain, and they disrupt it all. Oh yeah, we got something. This is where they've been coming through. Looks like they've been hitting this trail and coming out through there to get in the community. So I've actually had this hog on camera before and tried to get him, but he just disappeared. Looks like he's back in the area. I can tell it's a hog I've seen before by those long ears. I've been trying to get him. He's a big boy, I'd say 150 pounds or more. And looks like this is our target. You know, a lot of people get confused. These aren't domestic pigs. These are feral hogs that'll kill you and your dogs. Every day in the woods is survival and a fight for them. They fight each other, they gore each other, they kill each other, they eat each other. It's a wild beast of the land. This is not a cute and cuddly animal. Definitely gonna wanna have moose in a vest. You know, these things, when they're backed into a corner, they got these huge tusks hanging out their face, and they're very, very dangerous. So definitely want to be careful, especially seeing that he is a big male. We'll plan accordingly for tonight. So today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of taste of how I train these young dogs. I have a new dog, Tippy, I'll be training. She's in her real beginning stages. I worked on her with hot dogs and a little bit of trailing hog legs and things like that. We're going to really put her nose to the test today. I'm going to make a pretty confusing trail for her. A longer trail than she's ever had, and I'm going to try to hide the hog leg really well and see how she does. I have my scent all over this property, so they're going to have to focus on this hog leg to really see where it went. They're not going to be able to just sniff up my boots or anything like that. So it really is an effective way, an effective place to do it, because my scent and the dog sense is already all over here. For me, watching them learn and evolve through the learning is just incredible. It's my favorite part of the job. It's so impressive to see them use what God gave them, use their instincts, their nose, to figure out something that we would never be able to do. It's really impressive, and it really kind of, you know, makes me proud of, man, this is my kid and I taught him this, and they're doing great, they're making me money, and they're helping the ecosystem. There's no better feeling. So this is a dying way of life that I'm working very hard to try to preserve, you know. We're constantly trying to fight for our rights to continue to do this even. And it's important, you know what I mean? It's essential, not only for the ecosystem and the conservation work we're doing, but for these dogs, man. These dogs are born for this. The cur dogs and Catahoulas, they're hunting, they're working dogs. It's what they're born to do. So I think this is pretty good. I laid a somewhat complicated trail for her. It's a pretty long one too. She's in her pretty early stages, so it's gonna be challenging. And I think I'm gonna hide it here in this head. So she's gonna have to smell it up, and she's gonna have to work up a little bit of courage to go in there and get it. So usually what I like to do is lay the trail out first, and then I get Tippy, bring her to the spot where I originally dropped the hog leg and started dragging it, let her off her leash, tell her, give her her command, tell her to get him up, and let her work to figure it out. Come on, get it up, get it up. Get him up. See, I threw that curveball to confuse her. See, she just lost that trail. Now she's picking it back up. Good girl. Oh, and she passed her trail. So she was supposed to cut in there. And now she's trying to figure out why she lost it. Now, granted, she's not far from the lake, so she still could find it that way. Good. Good girl. This is the hardest part, you know, for them really to pinpoint it and to figure where it went and work up the confidence to go in there. Good girl, Tippy. Good girl. She found the leg. Right on it, man. I couldn't expect or ask for her to do better. She freaking nailed it. You know, it's understandable. She runs past the trail, and she picked up on she lost it, and she turned around to retrace her steps and pick it back up. That's exactly what I want. Good girl, Tippy. Good girl. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Come on, mama. Come on, mama. Come on, mama. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. And now I'll play with her and make it fun for her. Reward her and let her enjoy the leg that she's earned. Oh, that's a good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Come on, go get it. Good girl, Tippy. See how proud she is? This is great for the dogs. This reinforces everything that I'm teaching them. This builds their confidence. It gives them a purpose. You're not gonna find a happier dog than a working dog. I build a real bond with my dogs. You know, it's a partnership. I can't do this without them, and they can't do it without me, and we both know it, you know what I mean? I love and respect them, and they love and respect me, and they're family. Come on, load up, Nip. Come on, good boy. Come on, honey, load up, load up. Come on, honey. Nip, get back in here. Come on. Good girl. So now that we know what's going on, where the hogs are, where they're frequenting, we're heading out with the dogs. Temperatures cooled down a little bit, and we're gonna let them rip, see what they can find, and hopefully capture these hogs and get them out of there. Usually when I go out, I'm not trying to go out alone hog hunting. It's just too difficult to manage the dogs and get the hog myself. Most times I'm gonna have to kill the hog. So I bring Allie with me. She's my ace in the hole. She's been hog hunting since she's been 6 months old with her dad in a car seat on the swamp buggy. So, you know, she knows more about this than even me. And I couldn't do it without her most times. All right, let's get Moose's collar on. Here, Bubba. Stay, hey, stay. So I'm very careful with my dogs. You know, they mean everything to me. I have a lot of money invested into them and invested in the equipment to keep them safe. I use GPS tracking collars on each of them, and it can track them for over 10 miles. I can also send commands to them if I need to. It allows me to watch them on my handheld GPS, exactly where they are, how far they are away from me, and it also lets me know what they're doing. If they're barking, if they're looking up in a tree, if they're looking down in the ground, different things like that, so I can know what they're doing and try to stay ahead of them and keep them safe. Here we go. Here we go. Looks like they're getting together now. Yeah. Everybody. Let's get moving. So the male feral hogs, boar hogs, they can get huge. So can the females, but the boar hogs in particular, you know, they can get 200 to 500 pounds, and they're just mean as can be. Super aggressive. They have tusks coming out of their bottom jaw that are literally as sharp as knives, and they can be up to 6 inches hanging out of their face. That's very dangerous for me and my dogs. That's why my lead dog Moose, who's usually going to catch the hog first, he wears a stab-proof Kevlar vest to protect him. Otherwise, he could easily wind up dead. Gearing up for battle, ain't we, Moose? So often when I'm working in these communities, some of the residents will come out and see what I'm up to, see what's going on. And 90% of the time, maybe even more than that, they are so thrilled that I'm in there removing these hogs.
I'm glad you guys are here because the pigs really tear up the properties here. They come in and it's almost like it's a mini bulldozer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They totally take up the lawns and very, very destructive. So I'm glad that you're here hunting them down and hopefully removing them.
Yeah, hopefully we have a successful night for sure. Sometimes I do run into, you know, the other side of the spectrum where this person just doesn't understand what I'm doing. They haven't seen the impact of these hogs. And at face value, it looks like I'm just trophy hunting or even torturing this animal, which couldn't be farther from the truth. And I have to be very careful and keep that in mind about how I present myself and present what I'm doing to these people that just see a glimpse of my world. So I have to always keep that in mind, and sometimes it can be challenging. Get him up. Come on, get him up. I work very hard on training these dogs and preparing them for what we're doing, but you can't make these dogs work. They're born with it. It's in them, it's bred in them. It's pure instinct. When we first get out here, normally the dogs will run around, get some energy out, take a piss, take a shit, do their thing, and kind of start hunting the area. What I've noticed with mainly my lead dog Moose is once he hits a fresh, hot scent, it's right to work. I mean, he's out here working before that, but you know, it's half play, half work. And then when he hits that scent, when we're on something, it's just all business, and you can just tell he's just working it, and he's gonna try to find it, and that's all he's gonna do. Come on, get him up, get him up. Let's go, get him up. While I'm out there, I'm always reading the land and trying to pick up on signs to see if we're right in the area, if we're on a hot lead. And one of the things I look for is tracks on the ground, hog feces, decent sized hog turd. Now it's been sitting in water, so it's gonna be hard to tell how fresh it is, but lets us know we might be on the right track. And areas where they've actually come up on pine trees and rubbed their bodies. So you can see they've made themselves real comfortable here. This is like little hog spa heaven. come in here, waller around, get a nice little mud bath, scratch their ass and their back on this tree, and go on and destroy someone's lawn maybe. So we're on the right path, and I think we're getting pretty hot on their tail. The dogs are getting more excited. They're heading further out. I'm seeing all kind of track, pretty fresh track too. Looks like a bunch of piglets and a big 1 or 2 other hogs with them. Don't start riding my heels again, Nip. Get out there and hunt. Come on, get him up, get him up. He's been doing so good lately, been going out real far on his own. Don't like seeing him back on my heels again. Yeah, see, little Nip was here hanging out and he just hit this scent too. He was a little bit behind the other dogs. He just fired off. So there's a, oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that might be the dog. That's the dog. Here we go. They're nearing 500 yards right now. Let's get moving. They got one. Moose and honey. Sounds like a smaller one. Get him, Nip. I got it. Let's get him off. Nick, call hog. Good boy. Honey, call hog. Chain him up. Good boy, good girl. Honey, call hog. Good girl. Good girl, honey. All right, let me get him to some dry land. I know, Piggy. We're gonna make this quick. What? No, I'm not gonna kill him. It's okay, it's okay. Relax. Relax, girl. It's okay, it's okay. Relax. I know. So aside from the vest, these dogs know how to capture these hogs in a way to protect themselves. They'll usually tire the hog out, corner it a little bit, and then they go in for the ears. They like to grab the neck or the ears, not to try to kill the hog, but to hold it in place so I can get there and help them, and to also keep its head and tusk at bay so they sit on the side of the hog and can control its head from coming back and stabbing them or biting them. Once we catch this hog and I tell them caught hog, Nick, caught hog. Good boy. Honey, caught hog. Chain him up. Good boy, good girl. It's done. They leave that hog alone and we're gonna go catch another one or we're gonna haul this one out. You know, she's out here screaming bloody murder, but really, they're really vocal animals. I kind of joke around and call them drama queens. Now, I don't want dogs to attack me neither, but we're not like the hogs. We're built differently. These things are built for battle. They're built for stress. They're out here fighting each other to survive every day, literally fighting each other. So this is really another day in the woods for this hog. So the hardest part of the job is carrying this hog out. I'll hobble it, I'll tie it up, and sometimes I gotta drag them out. If they're smaller and I can, I'll carry them out. What we gotta be careful of is she'll bite me given the chance, and they got a real nasty bite. It really hurts. They'll rip and tear. So I gotta be careful carrying her out of here. Oh, easy girl, easy. Easy. Yep, knock it off. Preferably, I'd like to use a four-wheeler or my truck, but in a lot of areas I hunt, it's just not possible. It's too swampy, it's too wet, or I'm not even allowed to bring a vehicle back there. So I gotta drag this thing out, haul it out off the muscle, it's a workout.
So tonight was a real successful night. We ended up getting a fairly good-sized little piglet. It took us a little while to get back, but we were close enough to a good trail to get back to the truck. I went ahead and went in front of Mike with all of the dogs while he drugged the hog all the way back to the truck as well. I went ahead and, you know, loaded up the dogs for him, and then when he got back, we were able to load up the hog as well.
All right. That's that. That's that. So now we're gonna transport her back to the ranch, unload her in that back hog pen, get clean, and call it a night. The dogs really did great. We wouldn't have got that hog without them. I'm confident. If we went out there just walking in the woods with a gun, trying to jump up a hog to shoot, it wouldn't have worked. We would have been out there all night. We probably wouldn't have gotten anything. Those dogs give us a few 100-yard range around us of detection where they can go out and sniff them up and find them. So it's a crucial part of my job, and they're a crucial tool. Just getting used to the surroundings. I'm glad the other hogs aren't giving her too much trouble. She'll be fine. She'll get some water, eat a little bit of food we have in here, and start making herself at home. And she'll take comfort in knowing that there's other hogs in here. So here we have the back hog pen. This is where I put the adults that I capture. This one is one of the recent sows we just captured, Honey and Moose. She actually, I think she might be pregnant, but we'll see here soon. This one here is Snake Bite, the one hobbling around with just 3 legs. That back leg is dead and useless. She kind of uses it as like a peg from a water moccasin bite. Right before I captured her, it looks like she was bitten by a venomous snake, a water moccasin, and since then that leg has just died and become useless. I won't be selling her, I won't be killing her. She's been captured by dogs, she's been trapped, she's had her ear cut off, face banged up, leg bitten by a water moccasin, so I figured she's earned the right to kind of just take it easy, and you know, I'm happy to do that for her. It cost me a little money feeding her and taking care of her, but see her. But you know, that's what I like to do. I care about these animals. It's not just money or work to me. This is my passion, and you know why I do it. I do it for the animals. I truly love them. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and if you want to see any more of me, check me out on Instagram, Python Cowboy, Python Cowboy on YouTube, and I'm also on Facebook, Martin County Trapping and Wildlife Rescue. Thanks, guys.